Hello, crafty friends. It's Robin from Raincross Farms Makery. Welcome to our craft studio. We are coming to you just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. And behind the camera, behind the computer, is my husband, Bill. You'll hear his voice from time to time. But welcome. I have an easy craft for you tonight that I want to show you. I'm going to take just a second and get this up and going. That one, save that. And how is everybody doing this beautiful Thursday evening? Hopefully you are having good weather. It's a little cool here today. We had freezing overnight the last 2 nights, but daytimes are warming up a little bit. So say hello when you hop on. Say hi. If you are watching with a red box up here that says live, you're watching us live in real time. If that box is not there, you're watching the replay. Either way is fine. Just be sure and comment #replay in the comments so we'll know when you're watching. And anything that I refer to on Facebook that I tell you to put something in the comments, go ahead and do it even if you are watching the replay, because it should still work for you. Awesome. So say hi. Hi, Roberta. How are you? How are you? So tonight, well, before we get going, we would love it if you would give us a heart down there at the bottom of your page. Follow our page if you're not already following. Sprinkle this video out to crafty friends. When you see this and you think of someone who you think would enjoy it, feel free to post it on their page. Send them the link. That would be just great. So let's get started. Tonight, I'm going to use this transfer. It's called Something Good, and it says, I hope something good happens to you today. This is a special transfer. This is one of our Watts of Love transfer. Watts of Love is the organization that Chalk Couture has partnered with to fundraise for them. They're an organization that helps provide solar lights to third world countries that don't have electricity. So it's an awesome charity, and anytime you purchase this transfer, $2 of that price gets donated to Watts of Love. So that's why it's called one of our Watts of Love transfers. And I was debating on how should I do this? What should I put it on? I need to do something new and interesting. And then I thought, sometimes you folks are just looking through the catalog online and you see something on it that you really like. And it's not the type of catalog where you're actually buying the finished product. You are purchasing the supplies to make that project. And sometimes you don't want to have to come up with something new outside the box. You just want to recreate that project. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I looked in our lookbook and I found this transfer, and I saw how they had created it, a finished product with it. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. Sound good? Hey, Terry, thank you for sprinkling. We so appreciate that. So I should have printed out a picture. Anyway, they have used this transfer on a canvas, and that is the key word for tonight, canvas. So if you're watching, if you're live, if you're replay, comment canvas in the comments, and that will enter you into our weekly prize drawing for some Happy Mail. And we will do that drawing over the weekend. So every time you watch one of our lives during the week, comment the keyword, you'll get entered again into that drawing. So when you type in canvas, you will also get a message to your messenger just acknowledging that you have been entered, and then it offers you some options if you would like to see supplies that I'm using, or if you want to look at the lookbook directly yourself, or if you want to join club, or you want to get into my free VIP group. All of that information will be there optional for you. So thanks so much. Again, comment Canvas. So the other day we did a reverse canvas right up here with our American map. We took a stretch canvas, we removed the canvas from the frame, turned it inside out, painted the frame. Well, we're not going to reverse it. We're just going to do this straight on this canvas. So this is an 8x10 canvas. I believe I got this from the Dollar Tree, but you can get them at any craft supply store, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Walmart. Any of those places will have stretch canvases. You might also find them like at Ross and Marshall's and places like that. Hi, Carolyn. Thanks for sprinkling so much. Okay, so this one's a white one, but I don't want it to stay white. I'm going to color the back, and that's what the sample in the lookbook, they had watercolored the background of the canvas. So I'm not going to watercolor exactly like that one, because that one was a little funky for my taste. So I'm just going to kind of do a little simple ombre on this, show you how it's done, and make that project. Sound good? Okay, so I'm going to put down some paper here. So I've just got plain canvas. I'm actually not even going to sand this. I am just we're going to do a little watercolor technique. So I'm going to use these 3 colors of green. So my dark one is pesto. It's kind of an avocado-y green. And this medium one is sage, kind of a lighter, more like guacamole. And then this one is eggshell blue, but it's kind of blue, it's kind of green, but it's on the lighter side. So that's going to be on the top. So I'm just going to do a simple watercolor. And let's see. First of all, I'm going to put out some of my colors in a little paint tray. So how is everyone? A Thursday night. Are you ready for your weekend? Okay, so I'm just taking a little scoop of this, putting it in here. I don't need a lot. I'm not going to use a lot. And a little scoop of the medium in here. And I'm not even going to water it down. I'm just going to, I'll show you where I'm going to apply the water. Love that color. I want to call it robin's egg blue, but it's eggshell blue. Okay, so I've got just little dabs of my color. And for this surface, I'm just going to use some big old, what are these? Oh, chip brushes. Is that right, Bill? Chip brush? Is that a chip brush?
Yes.
It's not a super fancy. It's kind of raggedy on the top. It's okay.
The cheapest brush you can get.
It's gonna work. It's kind of wide because I don't want a lot of little strokes. So I'm gonna end up using this. We're experimenting here, and I'm taking some water. I am gonna do distilled water because it is going to get in with my paste, and if I have any excess paste, I want to be able to put it back in my jar. So I want to be able to use distilled water with that. And I am just going to get my canvas damp, not super wet, that was actually too wet, but I'm going to take my brush, and I'm actually going to get my brushes a little damp. So I don't want to completely dry. Yes, my inner Bob Ross. Okay, so this is maybe a little wetter than I want it to be. Okay, this is going to help the colors to move. So I'm going to start with my darkest color here, and I'm going to put just a little bit on the tip, and just going to kind of run it up. And I'm actually going to kind of go on the edge, so my edges are kind of covered. Okay. So it's not a solid color, it's not a solid coat of paint, but I started with my darkest at the bottom. Now I'm going to switch brushes, and I'm going to go to my medium color here. And again, I'm just dabbing a little on, and that's not a whole lot lighter. It is a little bit. I might go in with some white on that. Well, I guess it does kind of.
Looks good on the screen.
It does kind of make a little difference. And I'm trying to, I don't want to have a straight line where the two colors kind of blend. Okay. I'm going to go down the side. And then with my last color, I've got my eggshell blue. Same thing, I've just dabbed a bit on there. And get my edges. And I can't see my edges. Get it later. Okay, and so I'm just gonna kind of blend those two together. So what I kind of did is I flipped the brush over. Easier said than done. Move it back. Move it back. Okay. Okay, so actually I kind of flipped the brush over. So I had the green on the bottom and the bluish on the top, and then I just kind of flipped it over and did the opposite to kind of mix those colors together right there in that center portion. And let me get back here. And I think it's looking good. I'm gonna stop messing with it, and I'm just gonna call it good. So I do have a bit of this left over. I'm going to stick that in there and close this up. I'm going to let this dry. It's going to take a second or two. And this is my pesto. So what I used is chalk paste. You could use acrylic paint, you could use chalk paint. I just happen to have chalk paste, and if I thin it down, it works like regular paint. So that's what I used, but you could use just about any kind of paint to do this effect. You could actually use watercolors. Okay, so, and I'm seeing some of this dripping a little bit. Okay, I'm going to get my blow dryer, and I'm going to kind of give this a dry. I don't want to blow on it too harshly because it will actually kind of move the paint around. I'm really just trying to dry off that water. Hey Bill, don't forget to take the trash down to the street tonight. It's trash night. So if you're just joining, remember, type in the word canvas. That is our keyword for tonight, and that will get you entered into our weekly drawing. You can enter once per live. So if we do 3 or 4 lives, per week, you could have 3 or 4 entries into the weekly drawing. We'll do that drawing this weekend, and we will contact you if you are a winner. Hi, Laura. Oh, you found it, Laura. You're the one that I was texting with. Did it work this time for you? Thanks, Terry. I like these colors too. It kind of reminds me of seashore. Okay, making sure this is dry. So I'm just doing this on a stretched canvas. This is an 8 by 10. You could also do a 9 by 12. That would be fine. This one's actually going to be, it's going to fit just right, but I could have had a little extra. All's good. Good. I know you were saying you would click, you'd get the notification and you would click it, and by the time you clicked it, the live was over. So I didn't know if you were getting it late or if there was a problem. Is everybody getting messages when we go live on Messenger? Please let me know if you are still getting those.
I'm not, but I'm only the husband, so. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking, because some of my friends are saying that it stops sending you the message after 6 months, so you have to re-sign up. So, hi Patty, if you are not getting the messages, and you know you signed up for it, you used to get the messages, you may need to go into my site and re-sign up to get those messages. And you can do that. That's one of the buttons when you comment the word, what's the word? Canvas. When you comment the word canvas, one of the buttons will be to get notifications. So if you're not getting them, or you used to and you're not anymore, or you just want to check, click on that and get yourself signed up. It just sends you a free message to your messenger, lets you know when we are going live. So what I did on the canvas is I sprayed it down. It's upside down. I sprayed it down with water, not super soppy wet. And then I took some of our chalk paste and I just dabbed a little bit of color on my big old chip brushes. These are those messy kind of chunky brushes. And I just kind of distributed the paint through the water and kind of got that effect. So hopefully you like that. You could do any colors. I could see this in blues. I could see this in rainbow shades, pastel shades, whatever you decorate your house with. Hi, Carrie. The one at the very beginning I mentioned, when I was trying to decide what project to do tonight, I thought I'm just going to recreate one that's in our catalog, because sometimes you're looking through those catalogs and you're thinking, I want that, and we don't sell the finished products on the catalog. We sell the supplies that you can make it yourself. So I thought, well, I'll go through and I'll show you how to make the actual things that you see in our lookbook or catalog. Okay, so I just painted this canvas and I'm going to be putting a sticky transfer down on top of it. So I don't want the sticky transfer to pull up the paint at all. So I'm going to put just the tiniest little layer of wax. Hi, Maud. I'm going to put just the tiniest little layer of wax on this, not very much at all. So this is my surface wax. It's clear paste wax. I sell it in my shop. It doesn't have that horrible petroleum smell if you buy the paste wax that's like in the paint store. So again, just a tad bit of wax. So my transfer won't stick, so I don't pull up the paste. And I'm going to turn it on the other side and just buff out any excess. Hi, Karen. Which Karen?
Oh, Karen Coombs. Showed up on my Should I
Hi,
put
Karen
my
Coombs.
phone-
Don't you be hiding in there. Say hello. Okay, so this is ready to go, almost. Now, when I'm working with this stretched canvas, there is all this open space here. And if I just put this down, it's going to kind of bow down, and it's going to cause my paste to bleed through. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my fuzzing cloths or a dish towel or something, and I'm going to just basically fill in that empty space so that when I turn it upside down, I'm really working with a relatively flat surface upside down. Okay, and I'm going to get my black paste out, and this is the transfer we're going to use. This is Watts of Love. I hope something good happens to you today. Everybody needs to be told that every day. So you need to make something and put it in your house. It'd make a really cool t-shirt too. Take it on the go. Yes, Karen, there's no hiding. There's no hiding. Hi, Dora. Thanks for hopping on, everybody. Thanks for giving us hearts. Thanks for sharing. Oop, I'm not supposed to say that word. For sprinkling out the video. Thanks for following our page. And the key word for tonight is canvas, because we are working on a canvas. So here I've got it up, but that towel underneath it is kind of holding it flat. You know what? I'm gonna take just a second and turn off something that I was supposed to turn off earlier. Pardon me. Okay, turn that one off. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm putting a little bit of fuzz on this, or a little bit of lint, again, because I don't want it to pull up this paint. And I'm going to center this on the canvas. And it is.
Carrie says she loves the saying.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I do too. I can't take any credit for it. I don't know. It doesn't say it's a quote by somebody. I know there used to be a television preacher. Something good's going to happen today.
Oh.
Anyway, that's not what we are here sponsoring, but
No, yeah, I
it's
don't
just-
remember who it was.
it's okay. So I'm pushing this down. Remember, it's
I think
sticky.
it was Captain Coleman, wasn't it? No, I don't remember.
That or I don't know.
You have to be old to remember that.
Yeah.
Though.
Okay, so I'm pushing it down, making sure it's adhering, and no bumps, no air bubbles, no chunks of fuzz underneath. And I'm just going to chalk it in my black chalk
Oral
paste.
That's-
Oral
she's
Roberts,
right.
yes.
She's correct.
Yes, Terry, that's it. Okay, I'm going to use my small squeegee and put a little bit of this on here, and I'm just going to drag that paste over the screen, and it will push through to the surface.
Well, Laura, you're just smarter than most. We'll put it that way.
Okay, taking off the excess, putting that back in my jar. Okay, put that away. I'm going to wipe off my fingers. And we're going to peel and reveal. Woohoo! Awesome, awesome. I'm going to put this on a drying mat, and I'm going to show this to you. Look, look, look. Isn't that pretty? Super, super easy. This is similar to what's in the catalog. They did something a little more abstract. I'm not necessarily an abstract person, but you can go online, you can look in the lookbook, and it's in the Summerbrations lookbook, and you can take a look at the original and see if you like that kind of design better. It was a little more swirly, and anyway, but there it is. So I'm going to set that aside to dry. Remember, I had the towel underneath it to keep that canvas lifted up. I'm going to, this is going to be a short one. I'm going to clean my transfer. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I just have it on a drying mat, put it on a towel. I get these from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to spray it with some water. Doesn't have to be distilled, that's just what I have. And I'm going to start with either a paper towel, or this is a reusable Swedish dishcloth. Trying to remember. And I'm just going to get it wet. And thank you for sprinkling, Tammy. And I'm just going to take the top layer of paste off with this. This is really not meant to completely clean your transfers, but look how much I got off. That's that much less I have to work on with my board eraser. Okay. So this just kind of gets that initial layer. I'm going to set this aside. I can rinse this out and reuse it. Paper towel, I can trash. Thank you, Crafting on Ocean Cove. Thank you. Hi, awesome. Good. I'm glad it looks like something you'd buy at the store. That's kind of the goal. Okay, now I'm switching over to my board eraser, which is very much like a magic eraser. We use these because they work really, really good at pulling the paste out of that screen. And there are no chemicals in this. We want to avoid chemicals on our transfers, but they're easy to clean with just water and a board eraser. Honestly, if I wasn't down here in my craft studio, I would probably be cleaning this out in the sink, and I would just be running cool water over it in my board eraser, cleaning it off in my sink. But I don't have a sink handy here, so I'm just showing you how you can do it kind of on the fly. So front and back, because that paste will migrate through and it'll end up on the back. You want to get that cleaned, and you want to get it cleaned out of that screen. That's where the magic happens. Now you'll notice it looks like it's not clean. You can kind of see that black. That is just staining because our pastes have such high pigment levels that it actually stains this green part, which is a good thing because it gives us bright, vibrant colors. It stains the plastic here, but that's okay. This is not so crucial, as long as you get all of the paste out of the screen. Now I'm going to let this dry. I'm just going to let it air dry with the sticky side up. And when I'm done, I'm going to put its backer sheet back on and put it back in its little plastic sleeve, and it'll be ready to go the next time. The company guarantees 10 to 12 uses out of each transfer, but I know that you can get more than that if you take good care of your transfers. So I'm going to make sure this is dry. And I'm thinking I might put a little, I don't know, thinking I might try a little bow on it. I might not like the bow. Hey, Rhonda. So making sure it's dry. When it's dry, it's going to be smudge and budge proof. It probably shouldn't be put in like next to the shower in the bathroom where it's going to get lots of moisture on it. It just needs to be somewhere kind of dry, and you can dust it off. You can kind of use just a lightly damp cloth if you need to clean the surface. But what do you think? Now I'm thinking a lot of people like to slap bows on things. I generally don't, so I'm gonna make a bow and I'm gonna show you what it might look like, and then if you don't want it, you don't have to use it. So I've got some ribbon that's about that color. This is from Dollar Tree. Hi, Rosie. And we're just gonna make a messy bow. simple little messy bow. I don't want it too big.
So Cindy, you said the magic word canvas. That's why you got the response. But she said, how do you get the transfer to stick to the canvas? She tried, but it seemed to move around.
Maybe you fuzzed it too much. I know you've used them before. I really haven't had that problem, but did you fuzz it ahead of time? Because maybe you put too much fuzz on. Maybe you want to try it without. You might try sanding your canvas. Was your canvas painted? Tell me a little bit more. Was the canvas painted or was it just the raw canvas? Okay, so I've got some dark green. It's not that exact same color, but hopefully it'll work here. So I'm gonna just kind of crisscross these. And I've got some raffia ribbon, and I'm going to take some of that. Just once. Canvas from Joann's Fabrics. And did you paint it ahead of time or just the raw canvas? So let's have that. We will scrunch this up. And I've got some, I might have to fix that. Okay. Well, if nothing else, Cindy, I know you're local to me. Hit me up and I would be glad to get together with you and we can troubleshoot that. Yeah, you might need to kind of sand, just get like a sanding block to sand the surface of the canvas. It could be that it's coated in something. Okay. So I just kind of crisscrossed these ribbons and I'm going to just kind of pinch them. I don't know if I'm going to like this. I don't know if I'm going to like it. And I'm going to tie this up.
You pull back toward you.
Okay, we shall see. We might just leave this off. Woo! Don't need to cut that one. Okay, trim that. Okay, so I've got this little messy bow. I don't know. I'm gonna dovetail the edges. We shall see. Tell me, do you like having bows on your little projects, or are you a no bow type of person?
I'm a no bow kind of guy.
You're a no bow kind of guy. Okay. Now you could easily put this in a frame, a wooden frame. That's what they do with canvases. They're meant to fit inside a frame. So you could frame it with a wooden frame if you wanted to. Or I finished the edges so you could just put it on the wall, bare canvas. Okay. Trim that little puppy. Let's get rid of all this. Okay, so really super funky bow. Okay. So I don't want to cover up the words, I could put it right up there.
Anna says it depends on
the project, depends on, yeah.
bows or no bows.
Yeah, so I would probably not put this on here, but I wanted to make one just in case. some of my followers do like bows, so I could put it here, I could put it over here. I'm just trying to make sure I avoid covering up those words. If you had a bigger canvas, this worked perfectly, but if I had like a 9 by 12 canvas and I had a little bit more border space, I could probably do a little bigger bow. This kind of, put it down there. Anyway.
Do you have Dora said it's a cute bow. Do you have a reel or a short on how to make those messy bows?
I believe, I don't know if I do.
Well, that'd be a good one for you to do.
I know I've got several different kinds of bows, but I don't know if I did one of these. I need to do a messy bow.
So be
Anyway,
for one.
so optional, it's up to you. But here is our finished project. It is a canvas, and it's using our Watts of Love Something Good transfer. So like it says, I hope something good happens to you today and tomorrow and the next day. Thanks for joining us. This was kind of a short one. That's okay. You got things to do, right? So where do we live? We live just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. So we are northwest Idaho, close to the Washington border. Okay, Terry likes a bow. So you are more than welcome to add bows to your projects. You do you. So I'm going to pose with this so I have a decent thumbnail to post.
And if you haven't commented Canvas yet, make sure you do so you get into the weekly drawing.
Okay, so like he said, comment Canvas, that gets you in the weekly drawing. Even if you're watching the replay, as long as I haven't done the drawing like I'm going to do this weekend, we count the keywords from replays. So make sure you comment Canvas to get entered in that weekly drawing. And I am planning on coming on again live tomorrow night and doing something else creative with you. So have a good rest of your Thursday. Have a good Friday. And I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for following. And we will see you later. Bye-bye.